Hello, hello viewers. In this video, we will see that how much amount you need to invest per month to get a corpus which can fulfill your requirement of 20 years, and we will see it with the with the examples. Like, suppose you need 50,000 rupees. You are earning 50,000 rupees today, and if you are earning 50,000 rupees today, then at per the 7% inflation, after 20 years, how much you will be required instead of 50,000? How much amount you will require to survive in a month? So we generally figure out this by multiplying the amount, that in 10 years you will require the double of the today's expenses. So after 10 years you'll require 2, which means around 1 lakh rupees. And after 10 years, when you're earning 10 lakh rupees, the next 20 in the next 10 years you will require again twice of the current one of 2 lakh rupees. So in short, we can say that after 20 years you will be you will require the 4 times of the current amount, which is 50. If you are earning 50,000 today, then you will require 2 lakh rupees. If you are earning 75,000 rupees today, then you will require 3 lakh rupees. And if you are earning 1 lakh rupee, then you'll require 4 lakh rupees. This is the amount which you'll require, but I'll not go with the each and every amount. I'll go with the 50,000 currently, and I'll calculate the investment based on the percentage. So suppose you can invest 10% of your daily earning in the stock market. So suppose we are investing 5,000 rupees from our salary, from 50,000 to the mutual fund, or suppose on a gold fund, and we are getting suppose you are investing in a stock market first, and you are gaining 20% return from there. And you can take risk. You are not that much of in situation where you cannot take risk, so you took risk and you earn 20% annually from the stock market, which is very rare. But many investors has done this, and you invest it for 20 years, and you deposit 5,000 per month. And now at the end, when you calculate, you gain 1 crore 58 lakh rupees. Now suppose you also increase your deposit by 10%, which means that this year you are investing 5,000 rupees. From the next year you will invest 5,500 rupees per year. So this is how you will increase the deposit amount, and then the amount will be around 2 crore 56 lakh rupees. So suppose we calculate this amount here. We do this with this calculation here. With the 20%, you are making 2 crore 56 lakh rupees. That now, if we not keen to invest in stock market, and we are interested to invest in stock market instead of stock market, in mutual funds, and where you buy small cap funds or mid cap funds, and you manage to secure 15% return, which is a very good scenario if you get. So in 20 years, you will gain, with the same condition, you will gain 1 crore 38 lakh rupees. Now let me save this also, 1 crore 38 lakh rupees. And if you invest at 12% interest rate, suppose you invested in golds, you invested in a large cap mutual funds, where you not gain that much amount of interest, but still you manage to gain 12% return. So you will secure your 1 crore, around 99 lakh rupees, or 1 crore we can say, in 20 years. So this is the corpus you generate, but it's done by the 10% of your income of 50,000. Now suppose you have to survive on this amount. Suppose you manage to earn 1 crore 38 lakh rupees. So if I'll go to the calculator, and if I'll put it here, and if I'll withdraw it, and as per our calculation, you required uh, 2 lakh rupees per month, and you live for more 50 years after retirement. So how much and because you will not invest in mutual funds or something else, you will invest in secure places like in saving schemes or public bonds or somewhere where in FDs where you will get less interest. Suppose you still manage to get 8% interest annually, and you invest 1 crore 38 lakh rupees for 50 years, and you withdraw 2 lakh per month, then your calculation will make it in minus. Let's see, it's in minus because it's not enough for you. So 1 crore 38 lakh rupees are not enough for you to survive. So how much it is, how much it's enough? Suppose we go to double of this money, it's 2 crore 550 lakh rupees. And now if I'll calculate, I think there is some miscalculation. Yeah, 2 crore 50 lakh rupees with 8% now, still you do not get that much of amount. So let me convert it to 3 crore rupees. And at 3 crore rupees at 8% rate, if you manage to get the interest rate of 8%, you still get 3 crore after the 50 years, which will be like nothing for currently. But if you if you see the scenario after 20 years, you are withdrawing 2 lakh rupees per month, and that's 2 lakh rupees is not enough for further next 10 years. So after 30 years the 2 lakh will not be enough for you, and you have to increase your withdrawal with some percentage. So suppose you increase your withdrawal with the inflation. If you want to beat inflation, you withdraw the amount with 7% increase per year, or with the 10% increase, with the 10% amount of withdrawal here, then 3 crore will not be enough. If you go, it will go into the minus. See, so you required at least double of this, 6 crore rupees. Now if I'll go to the calculation, it is still not enough. Let me calculate it. 7 crore, 8, okay, 10 crore. It is still, it's still not showing the ample amount. So we have to increase it to 12 crore. Now you can see that still it's showing that it's too much. So let me reduce this amount to 7. And now you can see that if you only withdrawal, if you increase your withdrawal with 7%, you will manage to secure 178 crore 76 lakhs 41,254. If you manage to gather the corpus of amount 1 crore 12 crore, I think we have reduced the percentage, so I think the 10 will also be enough here. Yeah, 10 is enough. And if I'll go to reduce it further, 9 crore, 9 crore is also enough, but not the 8 crore, I think so. Yeah. So you have to and you have to manage to gather at least 9 crore rupees for your corpus to live a very same life as you are living today, with your family, with your expenses, after 20 years to till next 70 years, or we can say the 50 years after the retirement, or wherever you want to retire. So this is the corpus, this is the amount which we required. So our target is, in this scenario, is 9 crore. Now, how much the 9 crore is? We can say that 9 crore is 1800 times of 50,000. Oh, so 1800 times of 50,000, which is very big amount. We can say that it's 1800%. Okay, so here we can say it like that it's 1800 times of current salary. This is what we require to meet the expenses of the current salary. Now, how we will gather this that much of amount? And to do that, if we invest, if we again calculate the invest, if we deposit 20% of our annual salary, or we can say the monthly salary, the 20% of monthly salary is 10,000. Uh, if we are earning 50,000 and we invest for 20 years, and we invest 10,000, and we increase the deposit amount with 10% annually, and if we go, it will not be enough, it will be 5 crore rupees only. But there are a trick, there is a thing that we use 25% instead of 20%, we use 15%, which is possible. So we managed to secure only 2 crore rupees, and if we go to the 12%, and we gain around 1 crore 98 lakh rupees, or it's around 2%. In the 15% we are getting 2.5 crore rupees. So 10 crore 10 20% is still not enough. If you go to the 20%, it is still not enough to uh, to meet the expenses. So we will go with the 30% of our current salary. And if we see that 30% of the current salary is 15,000, and we invest if in stocks or some risky places, and we target to gain a 20% return with 10% annually increase the deposit, then we manage to 7 crore 70 lakh rupees anyhow. And it's still not enough, but still I will write it that with the 30% we gain 70 crore 7 crore only, and with 15% we get 4 crore rupees only, and with 12% we get only almost 3 crore rupees. Now if we'll go, and if we calculate it with the 50%, which is a half salary, if we invest our half salary for our retirement, then what will do, what will it happen, what will, how much corpus we can generate? And if we invest 25,000 anyhow with 20% amount for 20 years for 25,000 with 10% increasing, then we will generate around 12 crore rupees, which is more than our corpus. So if we'll go, and I will paste here 12 crore rupees. If we'll go, I'll convert it to 15%. If I'll calculate it, then I'll gain an amount 6 crore rupees, 6 or almost 7 crore rupees. There is a 20 years, yeah, 25%, it's still 7 crore rupees almost. It's still not meeting with our criteria. So I'll tell you what we can do here. And if I'll go and I'll invest with 12% return, then I'll manage to secure or more or less amount than the current one, only 5 crore rupees. So this is what the comparison we have. If we invest 10% with a target of 10% salary, then we will invest 5,000 per month. 30,000 salary of 50,000 rupees, we will invest 15,000 per month and we will secure only possible, which is most possible is 4 crore rupees. And if we invest 50% of our salary, which is 25,000, then we will manage to secure around 7 crore rupees. So still it's not that enough, that what is our target, which is 9 crore rupees. Now let me show you another way, that if you, instead of investing from a salary, if you all start with investing with only lump sum amount. So let me refresh this calculator. For this video I'm using this calculator, the calculatorsite.com, which is managed by Alastair Hazel and Chris Hindle. They both have developed this calculator. Thanks for them. And now suppose if I invest 5 lakh rupees, so instead of investing monthly, I want to invest a lump sum amount. Then how I can manage to do this? How I can manage? How I can build the corpus uh, of the 9 crore rupees? So I'm not investing monthly, and if I'll calculate it, then you can see it's a 50,000 only, 5 lakh rupees. So if I'll invest 5 lakh rupees with the 20% annually, I'll manage to, for 20 years, I'll manage to secure around 2 crore rupees only. And if I'll go with 15 lakh rupees, then I'll manage to secure around 8 crore rupees. And if I'll just increase 16 lakh rupees instead of 15, then I will gain around 9 lakh rupees. Let me increase one more digit out here, 17 lakh rupees. Yeah, around 9 crore rupees. So here's the clue. With lump sum amount, if I invest 70 lakh rupees for 20% for 20 years, I will get around 9 crore. But if I'll invest same amount for 15% annual return, which is more practical, I can gain, then I'll manage to secure only 3 lakh 35,000 rupees. So I have to invest more than that, maybe 25 lakh rupees. And for 25 lakh rupees, if I'll invest it, I'll still gain only 5 crore rupees. So I have to invest more, around 30 lakh rupees. Still, it's only 6 crore rupees. I have to increase the amount for 40 lakh rupees. And now I gain almost 8 crore rupees. So I have to increase amount with little bit more, with more with 5 lakh rupees. Yeah, so I have to invest 45 lakh rupees now for 15% for 20 years to get 9 crore almost. Now, for 12%, it will be very high amount. We can say maybe it will be around 80 lakh rupees, which is very difficult for anybody who is not from. Uh, okay, it's 8 lakh, I think. Yeah, you can say that almost 80 lakh rupees you will require to for 12% for 20 years to get 9 crore almost. So this is the difference. With 20% only 70 lakh, with 45% only 15%, and for 80 lakh rupees for 12%. But now if I go with both, with the combi plan, if I'll invest and if I'll go with the lump sum amount both, then how I can manage to secure the amount of 9 crore rupees. So suppose if I start with the 5 lakh rupees for 20%, and monthly deposit is of 15,000 rupees, which is the 30% of our salary. And if I'll increase 30% also with the 10%, and if I'll go, okay, I'll easily manage to secure 10 crore rupees. So I can say that it's possible here. Now it seems possible. Now you can manage to secure this with this 15, with this 20% of return, with this 30% of your salary. You can manage to secure your annual expenses after 20 years for next 50 years and more. Now suppose if you get only 15% return and you manage to secure 5 lakh rupees now, and you invest for 20 years it, and you also investing 50,000 with 10% annual deposit increase. Now I'll calculate, yes, I'll get only 5 crore 10 lakh rupees. So I have to increase the investment here 5 lakh to 7 lakh rupees. Now if I'll go, I'll calculate it again. Now still I get only 5 lakh 50,000 rupees, so I have to increase the amount to 10 lakh rupees. Sorry, 10 lakh. Now you get only 6 crore rupees. So here you have to manage either to increase the deposit amount 15,000 to 20,000, and let me calculate it again. Now you get something like 47,000 7 crore. And if you increase the amount with, okay, so with the realistic plan you have to invest 10 lakh rupees today, and you also have to invest 25% of your salary with the 10% increase per month to gain 8 crore rupees, which is near to 9 crore rupees. And this is how you can manage uh, to passive income after 20 years with the same amount which you are gaining today. So I'm not talking about this is as a retirement fund, or as a fund which you'll require after 20 years. You can assume it like if you are building a passive income source after 20 years, whether you are 25 years old today or whether you are 35 years old today, you just retire after 20 years with these calculations. So now if you gain only 12% return, then how much amount you required? You have to almost invest around 15 lakh rupees today, and you have to invest 25% of your salary, and still you will get only 6 crore 55 lakh rupees only. So you have to increase your deposit amount with 5 lakh more, and you have to invest 20 lakh today with 12% annual interest rate for 20 years with 50% of your salary, and you will gain 7 crore only. Now you have to again increase to 5 lakh rupees because it's gaining only 1 crore by one shot, and now you gain only 7 crore 64 lakh rupees. So as soon as we are gaining less risk, it's becoming more difficult for us to gain the corpus which we want. Now we have to go for 30 lakh rupees, and if I'll calculate it again, now I'll get 8 crore 19 lakh rupees, which is almost okay. If I'll go for one more year, if I'll go for 25 years, then this becomes a very miraculously very big amount. So all the calculation which we did currently seems very difficult for us, like how we can manage the corpus such amount. Now let me go with the 25-year plan for each and every plan. Suppose you invest 5 lakh rupees, 12% interest rate for 25 years with only 15,000 rupees, which is 30% of your salary. And if you calculate, you gain 7 crore rupees almost for 25 years. If you manage to secure it, instead of 15,000, if you secure the 16,000 rupees, then you gain almost 50,000 50 lakh rupees more. And if you go to 20,000 rupees, which which will gives you 9 crore plus corpus. So this is how it seems more possible. And if I'll calculate it with 15%, then it seems more less than the current one. Then I can invest 15,000 only, and you can see that I'll get 11 crore plus corpus, and I can reduce the amount of my investment up to maybe 12,000, although it will be less than 9 crore, but it will be okay. It's 9 crore still. So you can say that with the 12,000 rupees per month, if you manage to secure 5 lakh rupees today, and if you invest for 15% per annum for not 20 years but for 25 years, the compounding will saves you, and your retirement can be very easy and very well, and it will be ample amount for you to survive for the next 50 years of your life and even more. Because if you gather 9 crore rupees today, if you invest it with 8% of interest rate for the next 50 years, with withdrawal amount of 2 lakh rupees, which was the almost okay with the amount which you are mentioning, but it will not be enough at that time, because maybe with the 7% interest rate, it will be around 2 lakh 50,000. But I'm still managing it to count 2 lakh rupees, because you will not have other expenses at that time. Because maybe you may have, maybe you may not have expenses of a car insurance, of not car insurance but the EMI of the car, or maybe you may not have the load of EMI of the house at that time. Maybe your childrens will be independent, and they were able to manage their own expenses. So 2 lakh will be enough, because if in current scenario you are managing your whole family with the 50,000 rupees, so it will be okay for you. And still you manage to secure it with the 7%, which is inflation rate. And if you calculate it, you will secure 64 crore rupees even after 50 years of your survival. And if you live longer, because in the future the life expectancy will be around 120 years, around something. So if you manage to live longer for 70 years, then you will see that your amount will not be enough for this 7%, with the 7% withdrawal. So you still have to manage to secure some amount. So either you have to reduce your withdrawal amount, or either you have to increase the years of deposition, so you can manage to secure such amount that which can last for 70 years. So this is the brief calculation which we have done. And the conclusion is that instead of 20, you must go for 25 years, and you have to invest 5 lakh rupees somehow for the initial investment, and you can invest almost 15,000 rupees, or almost 12,000 rupees also. And with annual contribution of 10%, and with the interest rate of 15% in the mid or small cap fund. It's not withdrawal, it's deposit. And you will gain a corpus of amount 11 crore or 9 crore plus, which will be enough for you. And here if you go to the 12,000, then it will be enough for you. So you should not be panicked by the years, by this data which I show you initially, because the real magic hide behind in the compounding is hiding behind this years which you see here. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you will see this magic in your account in near future. And I'll come with the stocks and other predictions also uh, in this channel, which will give you information about the stocks and news related to stocks and mutual funds. And I'll also explain you some other investment strategies which I found. Thank you very much.